What's happening, guys? Today we're going to talk about numbers in Spanish and specifically how easy they can be if we just pay attention to some basic patterns, right? So just like in English, in Spanish, the numbers follow patterns and it's the same pattern repeated. And if you learn this pattern and pay attention to it, you no longer have to learn 100 words to get from 1 to 100. You can learn about 20 and you're good, right? So in English, we have numbers that are in the ones column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have numbers in the tens column, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And we have numbers in the hundreds column, right? 100, 200, 300, 400, right? Easy enough, right? In Spanish, we are going to do the exact same thing. We're going to have number in the ones column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to have numbers in the tens column, 10, 20, 30, 40, right? And we're going to have numbers in the 100s column, right? 100, 200, 300, whatever. Right? Now, the numbers 1 through about 15, you just kind of have to memorize. Those are the 15 that straight up you just have to remember. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So that's 10. And we need those numbers 1 through 9, 1 to 9, in order to make our bigger numbers. 19, 27, 35, right? Now, going from 11 to 15, we also just have to memorize. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? So I would just practice those numbers right now. Just pause the video, practice those numbers, get them in your head, write them down a couple times, right? And look at them every day when you wake up for 5 minutes. That's all you need. Now, after that, it essentially just becomes addition within the word itself, right? 16, even though it's written like this, is actually 10 y and 6, right? 10 and 6. What is 10 and 6? 16, right? 10 y 7, 10 and 7, 17. 10 y 8, 10 and 8, 18. 10 y 9, 10 and 9, 19, right? This is the pattern that is going to follow all the way up to 100, right? You're going to have a number in the tens column, 10. You're going to have the y and you're going to have a number in the ones column, 1 through 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Once we get past 15, right? For example, 20 is 20, right? And 21 is 21, 22, 23, 21, 22, 23, right? 24. What do you think 25 through 29 might be? Go ahead, take a second. Let me know. I'm gonna let you think. Right? Now, if you were paying attention, you know that all we need to do is take our number in the 20s column, 20, and then add y and a number in the 1 column, right? So 24, 24, 25, 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, 28, 28, 29, 29, right? Now, this pattern continues on and on and on and up as big as the numbers will go, right? We just add in numbers in the 100s column or in the thousands column as we go, right? Now, we're only going to go up to 1,000 today, right? But now we need to learn our multiples of 10 to get to 100, right? So 20 is 20 and 30 is 30, right? 40 is 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90, and then 100 is 100, just round number on the dot, right? That's the only time we'll use 100, is when it's 100 on the dot, right? So, let's go back. 30, 30. So, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Right? Now do 40. Pause the video, do 40. Good. What about 50? Good. What about 60? Right? Just keep going up and up and up until we get to 100. 100. Right? Now, once we get past 100, we get ciento. Ciento. And that will hold true for every other number. Once we get to 200, 300, 400, 500, right? So like we get 101, 102, 103, right? Number in the hundreds column, number in the ones column, right? 110, number in the hundreds, number in the tens. 120, 130, right? Maybe we want to get even all three, right? And the E, the and, is only going to appear between the tens and the ones. It won't appear between the 100 and the 1. It won't appear between the 100 and the 10, right? So we get like 142, 156, 168, 199, right? On and on and on, right? And now if you had to guess, if we're following this logic, what do you think 200, 300, and 400 are going to be? I'll give you a second to think. So those numbers, we're just going to put 2, 3, and 4 in front of ciento. 200, 300, 400, right? So we could get like 255, 255. 369, 369. 448, 448, right? Now what about 500? If you said 500, you're wrong. Trick question. 500 is 500, right? And it's the only weird one, right? And once we get to 1,000, which we'll address in a different video, it's back to 5,000, 5, right? But for the purpose of 500, 500. The nice thing about this word is that a lot of countries, though, have this as either a bill or a coin, so you use it frequently enough and you can pick it up once you're there. Now, in all honesty, I think numbers are something, at least I, and most people I've taught, struggle with learning outside of like the first 20, right? And being realistic, for everyday life, if you're back in the US or you're back in Canada or wherever you may be at, right, and you're wanting to learn Spanish, you don't really need numbers over 20. They don't crop up that often, right? I think that numbers are something you learn more when you're actually in the country and you're forced to use it as you go about buying things, as you go about dealing with money, right? I think that's the easier way to do it. Back to numbers. What about 600? 600, that's right. What about 700? 700, good. 800, 800, 900, 900, and 1,000 is 1000, right? If you've been following along and you want to apply this logic to make up 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, 3,000, and on and on and up, right? You can do that at this point because it's just a pattern. We have a number in the ones column, we have a number in the tens column, and we have a number in the hundreds column, right? When we get to the thousands, we have that same process. We have a number in the ones column, we have a number in the tens column, and we have a number in the hundreds column, but all we do is put 1,000 after that. So like 157,000, just like in English, right? On and on and up, as big as our numbers can possibly go. But we'll get into bigger numbers later. For now, what I want you to do is I want you to go and practice your numbers up to 100, right? So memorize off the bat 1 through 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? And learn your multiples of 10, right? You should feel super comfortable with numbers under 100. If you feel really comfortable with numbers under 100, you're good. You don't really need anything bigger than that until you go to the country and you're forced to use money and you actually need those bigger numbers, right? Because even when you're in the country, most of the time, you're gonna be asking for like 3 apples, or you're gonna be asking for 2 dishes of whatever, right? You're not gonna be asking for huge numbers like that, you know? Anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, do whatever you do here on YouTube. And if you have any questions or anything you guys are really struggling with, leave them down in the comments below. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.